Hey everybody, I'm coming making this video message and I want to tell you, let people laugh at you if you are starting over. Let them mock you, let them gossip about you, let them misjudge you if you have to start over. You are going to understand if it has not already happened. It is going to happen at some point in your life where you probably are going to have to start something over. Maybe you have to start something over because you formerly made some mistakes. Maybe things out of your control happened and it's causing you to have to start over. Sometimes natural disasters and things of that nature, you will lose a car, you will lose a house, you will be forced to move out of your condo or your apartment. Sometimes things that other people do to you, they may mishandle you, and so now you have to start something over. Or some people in your life, they got a hold of certain information concerning you and they used it against you, and it caused you to lose a lot and you have to start over. It could be a relationship for a lot of you. Maybe God is putting you in a position where the reconciliation of your marriage is your point of starting over. Maybe some of you are being reconciled to friends that you had in the past and they were God ordained friendships. And so God is putting you in a place where you are starting them over. Or he may put you out there where you start over with all new people who come into your life because they are going in the direction that you're going in. Whatever the case is, if people are mocking you and laughing at you, misjudging you, or gossiping about you, being an outsider in a peanut gallery, let them laugh. You will find that a lot of people will always have something to say about you when they don't have all the answers and details of your life. And typically people who criticize you, they have a scathing hot level of misjudging you and laughing and mocking you. You will find that these types of people, they have never started anything. They have never really been um as you say, they've never persevered. A lot of people, when certain attacks come at them and they continuously go through cycles, they will get to the point where they give up on that particular thing. They will walk away from it. They will lose hope. They will curse God. They will say God is not real. They will say that they've waited long enough and they give up on that thing. But then there are some of you, you can feel and sense your breakthrough is on the cusp of what you've been waiting for God to do, excuse me, and what you have been praying for. Just understand that people who are laughing at you and mocking you and talking about what it is that you're doing, they don't even understand or have all the answers to why you are doing what you're doing. But you continue to move and do everything that you're doing and continue to, every chance you get, work on what it is you are starting over with. I don't care whether you lost your home. I don't care whether you lost your car. I don't care whether your marriage um went away and you ended up getting a divorce. I don't care if you lost a particular job. I don't care if the dream, goal, and vision that you had, it seems to have disappeared and gone away from you. All I'm saying to you guys is you better continue to do what it is you're doing if you have to start over. Starting over proves a lot, and I'm going to tell you what it proves. It proves that you are strong. It proves that the grace and mercy of God is over you and your life. It proves that you have uncommon favor. It proves that you did not give up. But above all of that, it proves that you got a second chance. A lot of people, they don't get a second chance, and I want you all to sit and I want you to think about that. Think about the fact that a lot of people, they don't get a second chance in this life. Some people, they've got an opportunity to love someone properly and they mistreated them. They mishandled them. And once that person walked away from them or God put a sword in that relationship, they never in their lifetime got somebody to come in their life and love them at the same level and at the same intensity that that person who was in their life did. And that's their judgment, that's their punishment. The rest of their life, they have to live with that, but not you. If God has brought new love to you and you have a second opportunity, you need to be on your face praising and thanking God because that's your second chance. There are some of you, you lost a home. It may not have been totally your fault. You may have gone through some things and made some mistakes. You may not have understood the full logistics of being a homeowner. Or maybe you inherited something, and because you did not have knowledge beforehand, it was snatched from you through lies and deception. But now God is bringing some things back, and so now you have a second shot to start over. You may have had a particular job and racism was involved, or a boss fired you, rumors got spread about you, and so now you're starting over. You have a brand new career, or you've got the opportunity to start a new job and it's better and pays you double of what you were making at another job, or your last job, I mean. All I'm saying to you is that when people begin to mock you, misjudge you, laugh at you, point their finger at you, spread all your business around through gossip, let them. Let them. Because some people who criticize you, they have never ever done a quarter or half of what you're probably doing. Some people, when they take a hit, they're done. They're done. They give up. Some people are living and breathing, but they still have given up on life, but not a lot of you. A lot of you, no matter how many demonic attacks, no matter what has been said about you, no matter what you've lost, you have continued to persevere and move forward. You still believe that God has something for you. You still have the strength and the mind to start over. You've never rested in hardship. You've never rested in struggle. You have never rested in delays and setbacks. I just wanted to stop in and encourage you all and let you know that you better keep going, and you better keep unapologetically doing everything you need to do with the scraps that you had or have, and start over. God will give a rewind in your life. God will put a reset on your life, but a lot of people miss it. Some people, they fumbled it. They fumbled a second opportunity through offense, through pride. Somebody came and talked them out of, I'm sorry, y'all. They've talked them out of their second chance. They have told them, you're stupid. Why would you start a business again when you failed at the first one you had? Why would you buy a house a second time when you didn't even know how to take care of the first one? Why would you go and get a car note when you couldn't even handle the first one? People will say these things and criticize you, and they will be overly vocal about what it is you're doing. And they may have afar off followed you from a distance or heard little things about you here and there, but they still don't know the full story. And so in your face, some people have laughed at a lot of you. Behind your back, a lot of people have laughed at you. People have told you, you know what, you're not qualified to do what it is you're doing. You don't have a degree. You don't have the education. You're not popular. A lot of people don't like you. They don't care for you. You're not really a good wife. You're not really a good husband. You're not really a good friend. People will have strong opinions about you. And because of their personal experience with you, they will categorize every single thing you do and every single connection you have and compare it to what you've experienced with them. And so when they see you starting over and new things happening in your life, that's a problem for a lot of people. But look at their life. What have they ever started? The people that's looking at some of you former business owners, you lost your business. And like I said, don't be embarrassed, baby. Don't be ashamed. But some of you all, if you starting a business over, the people that's telling you, why would you open up another business when you failed at the first one? Ask yourself or ask them, have you ever even owned a business? Have you ever owned a beauty salon? Have you ever owned a restaurant? Have you ever owned a food truck? Have you ever owned a daycare? Have you ever owned a clothing store? Do you even know how to create a website and sell a product? Ask people these questions, and more than likely, the ones that's in a peanut gallery criticizing you, they're going to tell you no. The people that are laughing at you for trying to reconcile your marriage, they will call you stupid because you were vulnerable at one point and you talked about your husband, you talked about your wife. You didn't know the knowledge then that you know now. You were not delivered, but God has done a work on you. And so now that your husband has come back or your wife has come back, now they're telling you, you failed the first time. Why would you go back with him? Why would you go back with her? Just simply ask them, you know what? Sis, bro, cuz, TT, unc, have you ever even been married? Do you even know anything about marriage? More than likely, they're going to tell you no. And if they're currently married, they'll say, well, I'm married. You're not. You got a divorce. I've been with my spouse for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. But guess what? They can say that, but behind closed doors, they go through utter hell. Don't believe the hype. A lot of married couples lie about their happiness. They put on a show in the public, but behind the scenes, they're miserable. I'm saying all that to say, not to take a shot at anybody, not to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm proving a point. When you are starting over, people will laugh at you. But what have they started? Have they even had half of what you have? Have they gotten a second chance? Because if they've never had a second chance, or they did have it, but they gave up on it out of fear, and like I said, out of offense, or allowing another person to talk them out of it, then how can they look at you and talk about you and what you're doing? That's what you all got to pay attention to. Start over. Hold your head up. Be bold about it. Be courageous about it. Everybody that laughed at Noah and has something to say, imagine that 120 years. That man, I talked to you all about this in a live I did last week. 120 years that man was working on that ark. It was massive. It was huge. But God destroyed the earth by a flood. They thought it was all fun and games until it started raining. And then in the end, the very people that laughed at him, a lot of them was out there, most of them was out there floating in that water. I hate to say it like that, but that's a fact. When God bring that hammer down, it's nothing to play around with. It's nothing to laugh at. And guess what? The people that laugh at you and make jokes about you, they get dealt with. In those biblical times, I'm sure you all already know a lot of people that mock Noah, they got dealt with. Only 8 people was on that ark. 8. Think about that. 120 years. The point I'm making is that you starting over looks different for every single one of you that's viewing this video message. It looks different. But if you are still living and breathing and another opportunity has come to you, you've better understand that the grace and mercy and love of God for you that is over you in your life, or the uncommon favor that follows you, that is profound. That is why the laughter and the gossiping and the pointing fingers at you They no longer matter. Some of the attacks some of you all have taken, they were loud. The whole town knew about it. The whole church knew about it. Your whole family knew about it. Your exes, your enemies, they heard about it. And it was loud. But guess what? You starting over, and the success that you're about to receive now is going to be louder. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be brighter. You don't know what God is going to do for you the second time around. But if he was gracious enough to even give you the strength to carry on, you better do it with a smile on your face. That's the video message. Let them laugh at you starting over. Because while people laughing, you'll realize they have never started anything. They have given up. They don't even believe in themselves anymore. So you think they're gonna believe in you? Well, guys, it's time for me to go because I have some other things to do. The Lord willing, I will be back with another video message. If any one of you have taken offense to anything I spoke about in this video message, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. I am not concerned because I know you will forgive me in the morning.